This is the Investor Connect podcast program. This is Hall T. Martin. I'm the host of the show, in which we interview angel investors, venture capital, private equity, family offices, and many other investor groups for startups and growth companies. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for joining us. Well, hello, this is Hall Martin with Investor Connect. Today we're here with James Donnellan of Lusso Capital. James, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
So how did you get into the early stage investing world?
Well, essentially 41, I knocked the last thing off my bucket list and I was working for a company that's more of a corporation and just felt like I had my hands tied and really wanted to go out and live my entrepreneurial dream. So I resigned from a company that I'd spent about 2.5 years with and decided to go all in on one venture, Lusso Ride. And Lusso Ride is still being built. It's very similar to like an Uber or a Lyft, but it's with Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Bentleys, Bugattis, Rolls-Royce on demand. Or we also are rolling up all the limo and party bus services in a variety of areas as well, and kind of offering a solution from a point-to-point or to a point-to-multi-point opportunity where you might get picked up or dropped off in a Ferrari 458 and then dropped off then dropped off, I guess you would say, on your next ride in, say, McLaren, or there's more than one person. You might have a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, but one staggering fact a lot of people don't realize is that 77.4% of all rides in Uber or Lyft are one-person passengers. So my partners and I, my partners, they had owned an exotic and luxury vehicle rental company in Colorado where they did 5-hour, 24-hour, or tours, which would be 30-mile rides. And a lot of people, they started getting thousands of requests in a matter of months just asking, hey, can you go pick my friend up at the airport, or can you do this or that? And it really just turned into a very viable, what we consider a viable business, not only for the passengers, but also for brands to use our services to wrap different cars in their brands and do product placement, and then also building a mailing list and really giving brands access to a category that that they're always looking to market to. More of the luxury brands that really struggle to have one-on-one direct access with the customer base that they're looking for.
So what do you look for in these startup ventures that you invest in? What's the criteria that tells you that's a good one for your fund?
Well, typically what happened with me was as I was building and working on my team of doing the Lusso Ride, and once we were able to get a few states permitted, because currently we are fully permitted in Arizona and Tennessee, my business partners and advisors said, well, what are we going to do next? This is going very well, or will be going very well as we continue to launch and build out our global strategy. And one of my advisors said, well, what if we looked at the Airbnb model, but we did it with yachts, and we were able to do the same type of opportunity to offer yacht stays for people that wanted to stay on a yacht and provide additional luxury services in and around a luxury vacation. And so I was able to run into Harry Slack, who'd been in the oil and gas business for about 25 years. And he had actually founded Yacht Stays. And I pretty much said, hey, Harry, I love what you're doing. I love your concept. I know it's your baby, but how about if I help you build it? And so him and I have been working on that venture for about 6 months now. We believe that we'll have about 4 yachts in and around the Florida area within the next 3 months. And then we're looking to have a variety of yachts all over the country, move into the Caribbean, and then partnering with a variety of other people that have yachts all over the world. And the average person only stays on a yacht personally for about 17 to 21 days a year. So a lot of these yachts are sitting there dormant, and we can help them monetize their asset and actually have that yacht paid off for them. Typically, it depends on the size of the yacht and so forth, but, give them the opportunity to make money on something that is sitting there, while instead of just eating that depreciation up, we're actually providing an opportunity for them to monetize monetize the asset.
Well, it sounds like this is your model for your investment thesis, and you use it in a number of areas. What else have you applied it to?
Well, we did the same thing with the company that we are actually launching on May 31st. It's called Underground Villa and Hotel. And Underground Villa and Hotel is very similar to like a Trivago or a Travel Zoo or a Hotels.com, except we are a closed user group. So essentially you have to be a member, and there's a variety of ways to become a member. Anybody that's on your call or who does listen to this, they can reach out to me through LinkedIn, and I'd be happy to give them a complimentary membership. But it's the benefit of being a member is, and being a closed user group, is we can deal with wholesale rates, not retail rates. So essentially we have the opportunity to offer these 4 to 5-star hotels because we only play in the luxury market. But on top of that, we have a portal that also gives you the ability to stay in villas, mansions, castles, and then we're also building out the categories so you can do an exotic or a luxury car rental, yacht excursions, private jets, once-in-a-lifetime experiences, book your golf on demand. So essentially what I've really tried to do with my team is build up a turnkey solution that will provide an opportunity to deal at a wholesale rate, not a retail rate, and provide once-in-a-lifetime experiences and vacation opportunities to people that never thought that they could have those experiences and know where to go to get them and know that it's all available. I guess I think there's a lot of people that don't know the availability and the difference of the cost savings between playing at a wholesale rate instead of a retail rate, number one. And I've been able to live my dream, and I'm trying to provide those experiences to other people. That's kind of my way of giving back and inspire and empower other people to live their dreams and show them different ways to, I guess, invest. I mean, I never in a million years would have guessed that I would have got wrapped into all these different services and opportunities. And that's kind of the rest of my story, is by building all of these different, I guess, verticals, how I got into really the VC, angel invest, hedge fund, family office market is because of my clientele, and everybody I was dealing with was like, well, what investments do you know? And by Harry being in the oil and gas industry, I've had people say, hey, do you know any good oil and gas investments? One of my business lines with Justin Bellinger, who plays in the Cincinnati Red organization, we're starting a clothing line called Polymath High Performance Athletic and Leisure Apparel. So I was able to get in with a lot of different professional athletes, current and former, and we're using them as brand ambassadors to use our services and so forth. But it gave me just another opportunity to get in the mergers and acquisitions of professional sports teams because of the access I have to a variety of different teams. And it's just kind of spiraled out of control. Sometimes it's hard to keep everything straight. There's many times that I'll be on the phone and people ask me what I do, and I really sometimes struggle to even answer it anymore because I have so much going on with so many different things. But the good news is that I'm involved in about 11 different ventures, but every one of them has their own dedicated teams. And I'm just kind of like the business development maker. I go out and hunt deals and find the right partners or strategic initiatives that we want to do, and kind of work backwards to choose who we want to have on our teams or who our partners are. And then I just pass those along to whichever team is needed. And I just keep moving forward and spreading our vision and creating our opportunities. So it's been a lot of fun.
So can you tell me more about the sports M&A work that you do? That sounds like a new and interesting market. How does that work?
Well, the one thing about the sports M&A is that a lot of these are, they're all definitely off-market opportunities. So it's a very close-knit group. A lot of people, it's very, very private, confidential. So it's more of vetting out the people that are looking for the deals on the buy or the sell side. A lot of these people don't even want the general public or the masses to know that these opportunities are available, and for different reasons overall. And it's anywhere from a small minority ownership all the way till a full ownership of a team. We typically deal with all professional sports teams in the U.S. We deal with the EMEA region for European football, Formula One. But the funny thing is that it's not just the teams themselves. A lot of it has to do with the real estate in and around the arena, or helping them build out a marketing strategy or try to engage with their fans or do a variety of different things that they need help on. A lot of them are sitting on depreciated assets And Europe is one that they really don't. There's a big disconnect between the services that are utilized, especially from all the technology advancements in the US with the different apps and a variety of ways that people engage with the fans anymore. So it's very intriguing, but a lot of the European teams are sitting on, they haven't invested back into their stadiums or invested back into bringing and diversifying the experience of what it should be for kids or even adults to go to the game, and it's kind of stale. And that's one of the things that we are working with a variety of people on, is just giving them guidance on what to do, what not to do, and bringing in the right partners. A lot of them are very selective on who they're bringing in as the minority owner or the majority owner. It's all about finding the right fit. So that's really where, for me being a special advisor, what I do is I try to create those opportunities and make the right connections, I guess, because I don't have my broker dealer license. I'm just specifically making marriages and consulting and helping them create market strategies or whatever it might be.
Well, that's fascinating to see this model work in so many different industries and spaces. In the last few minutes we have here today, what else should we cover that we haven't?
I would just say that while you're going in for the investment perspective, if you're dipping your toe in the water, the key is finding somebody that works with you, not against you, and make sure you get the right information, and don't be afraid to ask for referrals. There are a lot of sharks out there. There's a lot of people out there that are greedy, and there's a lot of fakes. There's a lot of people that say they can promise and do a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, they're take your money and run. So I would just say always be careful. Vet out who you're looking to deal with. If anybody ever needs a recommendation or suggestion, please reach out to me personally. I'd be more than happy to point them in the right direction. And obviously, you'd be a great advisor as well for any of that type of stuff. But, I'm here to help. And like I said, I've been very blessed in my life to have the opportunity to live my dreams, and don't let anybody hold you back. As long as you become an expert and invest time in yourself and what you want to do, you're in control of your own destiny. But you got to put the work in, and you got to study, and you'll be amazed at what can happen.
That's great. So how best for the audience to get back in touch with you?
I think you could look at my LinkedIn profile is the best, so you can see the different ventures that I'm involved in. James Donnellan, Donnellan. Should say Lusso Ride, Celebs Socially, and Yacht Stays is the first three of my tag. Typically, I am the first James Donnellan that pulls up, but sometimes not. But yeah, I'm here to help, and feel free to reach out to me on my cell phone number that is listed on there, and my email address, james@lusso, LUSSORIDE.com.
Well, great. We'll put that in the show notes, and glad to have you on the show today, and hope to have you back for a follow-up episode very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we'll do on the next call is we can determine one market segment that maybe the audience can decide what they, get back to you on what they want to talk about. And I can bring in, either one of my professional athletes that owns a hedge fund that's looking to do investments and have them talk about the type of deals that they want to get in. I can bring in somebody that actually works directly for a hedge fund and talk about educating people on the different Bitcoin or different investment opportunities on that. And maybe we let the audience decide what they want to learn more about, and I'll find the right person, just like I do for my businesses.
That sounds good. Well, I appreciate your taking time and hope to have you back soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Hal. You have a good day.
Investor Connect helps investors interested in startup funding. In this podcast series, experienced investors share their experience and advice. You can learn more at investorconnect.org. Paul T. Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early-stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions.